Welcome back to the channel, guys.
Hey guys, what's up?
Something different on the agenda for today.
Doing
the
some
Secretariat.
horse racing.
Horse racing, and Sam loves her horses.
I do love horses.
And Secretariat. So this, I believe, is a movie, if I'm not mistaken. I remember hearing that name, and I thought it won a bunch of awards as well.
Probably.
But we're going to look into it after doing this because I believe it's something that Sam would like to watch. So
Yes, I've actually been to the not to the actual intense races, but I've been to the Kentucky Derby and Churchill Downs when I was young, so that was cool.
And what was your familiarity with Secretariat?
I didn't recognize the name, but I feel like now after talking about it a little bit, it probably was a part of the tour and the stuff that we did when we went to Kentucky Derby. I was just really young. I think I was maybe 12 or 11, something like that. So I feel like I just don't remember.
So I remember when hearing the name, and like I said about this movie, I thought it was about the jockey. I didn't think Secretariat was the name of the horse.
Okay.
But apparently Secretariat is a renowned horse who performed exceptionally well in the Triple Crown races, which we're going to get into here. And the three races were the Kentucky Derby, which we've got on the screen here, the Belmont, and the Preakness. And they were, I guess we're going to go through these three races in short succession, really a short window of time, month and a half about, where he was performing.
It's crazy. That's do you have optimal performance like that, almost back to back?
Yeah, performing at an exceptional level. So this is really, really cool because I've never been to a horse race personally, but I think it's something I would really, really love to do. And it's on my to-do list. I just always forget about horse racing for some reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like a prevalent activity that people talk about often.
No, and I think also just because of the area we live in, it's not something that I think would really be around here either. So it's not something you think of to go on a trip for or to incorporate into travel.
And I have no friends that do it. So clearly I need to find some new friends that like to check out horse racing. But I'm interested to hear this story. We both love animals. So, this is a cool story because you're getting to see the success of an animal, which you never see in any other regard other than horse racing, really, where they credit an animal for achieving something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit in rodeoing and stuff. Some of that has to do with animals. And
but I think that goes towards more of the rider, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
This is we're literally going to learn about the horse.
Yeah, no, that's totally true. Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into Secretariat Triple Crown races.
Dog racing too, greyhounds and stuff.
Yeah.
They do dog racing.
Yeah.
So that's the only other thing I can think of.
All right, let's get into this one.
And they're off for the lead. On the inside, that's Angle Light for the lead. On the outside, Shecky Green, Royal and Regal. Then on the rail, it's Restless Jet, followed by Our Native. Up on the outside is Gold Bag. They're by the stands for the first time. Shecky Green is showing the way by a length and a half. Royal and Regal now being moved to the inside, looking for room. Gold Bag is up on the outside. Then on the rail, it's Angle Light, followed by Sham, Our Native, Restless Jet. It's My Gallant, then Forgo. On the outside, Navajo, followed by Secretariat, Warbucks, and finally, Twice a Prince. They're moving on the turn. The leader is Shecky Green, leading by 2.5 lengths. Gold Bag is second by a head. Sham now third on the outside by 2 lengths. Royal and Regal fourth. 2 lengths then back to Angle Light in fifth. The Secretariat has made a sudden move and is now sixth.
So it's right there. We can't see him now.
Yeah, but he's coming
behind
up.
The other one.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out where he was, but clearly he's not in the lead throughout this.
No, not even close.
But so it's not like one of those things where he's dominating the race right from the get-go.
So it looks like he's going to have a sick comeback.
It's looking like that right now. Let's find out.
Then it's Restless Jet, Our Native beginning to move up. Navajo, Forgo, and Warbucks beginning to move up.
Warbucks. I think I've heard that before.
And Twice a Prince.
He's on
They're
the
into
outside.
the turn and bunching for the lead was Shecky Green, still the leader by a half a length. On the outside and challenging is Sham, and he's now got a head in front. Now Shecky Green responds to the challenge, and those two are heads apart. Royal and Regal is third and holding on. Gold Bag drops back. Secretariat is fourth and moving up on the outside and is now third and moving at the leader.
Look at him go!
The head of the stretch.
Look at him go!
The head of the stretch, and Sham is the leader. He leads it by a length. Secretariat is in the center of the racetrack and driving. Jackie Green now drops back. Coming on a bit.
Look at him go!
Our native on the outside. Now and they're in the stretch. It's Secretariat. Secretariat on the outside to take the lead. Sham holding in second. It's Secretariat moving away. He has it by 2.5.
Sheesh.
Sham then on the outside. Our native. At the wire it's going to be Secretariat. He wins it by 2 lengths. Sham is second.
That's crazy.
What were you saying?
I said, that's crazy. Like, look how fast he was going.
Yeah, he looked like he didn't lose a stride. Like he just was picking up.
But
as
it's
he
like,
was going.
it's smart strategy to not go so hard out the gate and kind of, land somewhere in the upper middle and then just like save your energy and then go.
Well,
because if you're trying to like keep the lead the whole time, like you're going to burn out probably.
That is
like
a theory.
that guy did.
That is a theory, but I mean,
that is a theory.
But yeah,
it was just proved.
yes, but you had a horse in Secretariat
Chucky Green
that had a great amount of endurance.
Yeah.
That they could continue to, because not every horse or runner or anybody can, just automatically, pick up speed out of nowhere. You have to obviously, like you said, conserve your gas tank in the right way. But I noticed, and maybe it was just the view that we were watching, that they all picked up speed, like going around that last corner.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like they were all trying to maintain some of that gas tank throughout, but it was just that Secretariat had so much power left in him that he was just like, boom, exploded.
Yeah.
But you even saw that they had that explosion and they all kind of died towards the end, but he just kept going and going and going, and that's why he ended up winning. So the endurance and, like you said, the strategy is there, but it's really, really hard to execute it perfectly. And I think in this instant, personally, it was just because Secretariat was just such a beast.
Yeah, I think they had that horse that I think his name was like, I don't know if I was hearing right, Chucky Green or something like that. Anyways, but he was so far, like he put all his energy to being so far ahead.
Yeah.
That's like, unless you put yourself so far ahead in a lead that like no one's ever going to catch up to you, I don't think it makes sense to like be pumping the energy that much all the way through.
But that has happened to great elite runners, right? That they, you see those Ethiopian runners in some of these marathons and stuff, and I would assume it's happened in Olympic events. I don't recall recently, but I thought I remembered seeing them where they just get so far ahead of people and they just keep going.
Like nobody's going to ever
can
catch them.
Even if they get a little bit faster, they're so far ahead and they have great endurance. Anyways, we're going on about stuff not related to the Preakness Stakes here. And that was a great, obviously, introduction to his capabilities, and now I'm excited to see
He did so good.
what he's going to do.
By 2 lengths. Sham is second. We're still looking, and they're off for the early lead. That's Deadly Dream on the outside, Ecolitage. Then it's also Torsion on the outside. They're coming by us. It's Ecolitage getting it, and he's still moving away by about 2.5 as they pass the stands. Settling into second, Torsion. Sham has good position, third on the rail. It's another 3 lengths back, Deadly Dream. Then our native and Secretariat is last again as they move into the first turn. They're into the turn. Ecolitage has it by 2 lengths. Torsion second by a length, and then Sham third. Sham under an easy hold right now. But here comes Secretariat. He's moving fast, and he's going to the outside. He's going for the lead, and it's right now he's looking for it. Ronnie Turcotte sends him alongside Ecolitage.
Look at him go.
Ecolitage is the leader, but Secretariat is right alongside. Then still further back, that is Sham now going.
He's like, I'm leaving you suckers in the dust.
We're moving down the backstretch. Secretariat holding it by a length and a half. Here comes Sham second on the outside now. Now it's Secretariat the leader by a length and a half with Sham moving into second. And it looks like Ecolitage has had it, dropping back in third. Coming on in fourth is our native, and he's pretty close. Torsion fifth, and a trailer way back is Deadly Dream. They're on the turn. Here's the race, folks. Secretariat trying to hold it, and Sham is driving to get him. These two are beginning to open a few lengths as our native settles into third, and he has about 3 lengths on Ecolitage. Head of the stretch, Secretariat, 2.5. Sham under a strong left-handed whip, and he's making his run now, but it's still Secretariat holding on. Secretariat by 2 lengths. Sham driving second.
He's like, nah, you're not catching me.
He goes to it time and time again, but Ronnie Turcotte has his whip put away. And Secretariat has it put away. He's beginning to draw away. It is Secretariat. He's coming to the wire.
Look at that power.
2.5, almost.
Damn.
Sham an easy second. Our native third. A Coley dog.
Crushed it.
He was like way ahead.
Huh?
Said even at the end there, he was like still
Oh, he was
ahead.
crushing it. You can just see the power. They're so powerful, magnificent
I know.
creatures.
I know.
It's just sensational how much we've used horses, throughout human history. They've been so important.
Yeah. Well, that's why the coined term workhorse, right? When somebody works hard, they call them a workhorse.
That's right. This horse Secretariat is working, let me tell you.
Our native third. A Coley dog.
The Belmont.
Everybody's in line, and they're off. Looks like the early lead goes to Mike Allen. Yes, Mike Allen going for the lead with Price and Prince on the outside. Secretariat away very well, has good position on the rail, and in fact is now going up with the leader. They're moving for the first turn. It is Secretariat. Sham on the outside is also moving along strongly, and now it's Sham. Sham and Secretariat are right together into the first turn. Mike Allen has third behind them. Then it's Twice a Prince, and the trailer is Private Smiles as they go by the turn. Those two together, Sham on the outside. Sham getting
They're
ahead in
both
front as they
shredding.
move around the turn with Secretariat second.
This is going for the
Then there's
Triple
a large
Crown right
gap.
here.
They get 8 lengths back to Mike Allen. in
Wow,
third,
8
and
lengths
Prince
back.
fourth, and Private Smiles is still the trailer. They're on the backstretch.
Everybody's
It's almost
pulling
a
for
match race
Secretariat
now.
right now.
Secretariat's on the inside, by ahead. Sham is on the outside. They've opened 10 lengths on Mike Allen, who is
10
third by ahead,
lengths.
with Mike the
Holy
fourth.
Hannah.
Then it's another 8 lengths back to Private Smiles, who is trailing the field.
Let's
they
go.
continue down the backstretch, and that Secretariat now taking the lead. He's got it by about a length and a half.
Here we go.
Still Sham, 10 lengths back.
too
Mike
fast.
Allen, Price of Prince.
Look
They're
at him.
moving on the turn now. For the turn at Secretariat. He looks like he's opening. The lead is increasing. They get 3.5. He's moving into the turn. Secretariat holding on to a large lead. Dan is second,
Got
and then it's a
goosebumps.
long way back to Mike Allen and Price of Prince.
Let's
They're
go.
on the turn, and Secretariat is blazing along. The first 3/4 of a mile and
Look at
109
that.
and 4/5.
Holy crap.
Widening now. He is moving like a tremendous machine. Secretariat by 12. Secretariat by 14 lengths on the turn. Sham is dropping back. It looks like they'll catch him today as Mike Allen and Price of Prince are both coming up to him now. But Secretariat is all alone. He's out there almost a 1/16 of a mile away from the rest of the horses.
That's
Secretariat
crazy.
is in a position
Look
that's
at that.
impossible to
That's
catch.
crazy.
He's into the stretch. Secretariat leads his field by 18 lengths. And now Price of
18
Prince is taken
lengths.
second, and Mike Allen is moved back to third. They're in the stretch. Secretariat has opened a 22-length lead. He is going to be the Triple Crown winner. Here comes Secretariat to the wire. An unbelievable, an amazing performance. He hits the finish 25 lengths in front. It's going to be Price of Prince.
25.
Mike Allen third.
25 lengths.
That's unbelievable. I would assume that's like mind-blowing for a horse race. 25 lengths.
To win with no
Yeah.
one behind him.
He was just crushing it.
Yeah.
And
That Sham horse was keeping up to him in the second
In the
race
beginning.
a lot, and then in the beginning of this one.
Yeah. But I didn't even, because we saw, I think it might have been the Sham one you were referring to, but we saw the jockey there was like really whipping the one horse, trying
In
to
his
get
second
him to go.
race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even see Secretariat's jockey do it once.
I saw him do it, I think, like once in the second race, but I didn't notice it.
Well, I
in this
just
one.
mean in that last one in
Oh,
particular.
yeah,
where
no,
this guy
I
just-
didn't notice that.
He's just going and going and going. Like, didn't even need to tell the
Moving
horse.
like the wind.
Didn't need to tell the horse to get on your horse. He's like, I'm going.
Yeah.
I know a meal's for me at the end of this one. He better have been fed real well after that.
Yeah. No, he killed it.
That was really, really cool.
Triple Crown winner.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he set a lot of records too, or not a lot, set a couple of records
Yeah. So, well, I think some of those were world records.
for these. Yeah, I think they still stand. This was what, the 70s, right? Mm-hmm. So
73, I think.
over 50 years later.
Yeah. He still
his
holds the record.
records, which is incredible because
I think he
of-
still holds the record at the Kentucky Derby, like at Churchill Downs, and the Belmont one, I believe, are the two that he still holds the records at.
Because you would think like 50 years later that the nutrition and what they're able to train the horses with and all that stuff would have improved.
Yeah.
Like other athletes in other sports, right? But I guess that's not true for horses at the time.
Sometimes there's just, one's born and
I think with horses, it's a lot of it's genetic, right? Because they breed them.
Yeah.
So that they can, that's a thoroughbred, right?
Yeah.
So
I think like the idea is that horses that are bred by previous winners are like supposed to be good, right? Because of the genetics. But I guess like it doesn't always work out like that, because I know that some of the horses, like I think I've heard of in time, like they've just been like random, like they just
winners.
Yeah. Like nobody ever thought they were going to do well, but then they just
but I mean that's true for human
it.
beings as well, right? Like you just if just because you're going to start breeding two people that are
Sure.
athletes on both ends of the spectrum doesn't mean that you're going to have a great athlete, because I think environmental factors and everything else do play a role. But also at the same token, you have people that totally unexpected to be a legend at a sport, and then they end up being that. So.
Yeah, I just find it so interesting with horse racing or horses, because humans, like, you have the conscious awareness and the will to want to succeed, right? Like we have are conscious about being an athlete. It's like you're making the decision that you really want to be an athlete. Like a horse is just performing with instinct and the way it's trained, right?
But that's why I guess it's more genetic, right? Because you can't coach a horse to be a fast runner, so to speak, right? You can't teach them skills and stuff. But that's also probably why you have the degree of separation, because these horses that have the genetic predisposition to do that, it's just instinctual, right? If you've been breeding horses to race, maybe it's already in their DNA that they know what a race is. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, I know nothing about it, so clearly I'm just rambling at this point and not speaking on it in an educated manner. But you guys can help me with that by dropping a comment down below and adding anything insightful that may help us learn about Secretariat or horse racing in general. And if there's other videos like this that we should check out about Secretariat, maybe more in depth about his journey, then that
or
would
horse
probably be
racing
cool.
in general.
Let us know. Hit that like button as well. And make sure you subscribe. We got music, comedy, sports, history. We got astronomy. We got other animal-based content. We got all different kinds of content on our channel. So hit that button. Make sure you come back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching, guys.